Police in Philadelphia spent 11 days searching for this black sedan. They found it hiding in broad daylight, buried under parking tickets. Authorities believe the car will lead them to Nadia Malik, a young woman who's gone missing. Her family desperate to find her.
None of us slept. My parents were so distraught.
Instead, the vehicle will only deepen a mystery that still haunts the city to this day. At only 22 years old, Nadia Malik, a loving mother of two, was in a desperate fight to turn her life around.
Nadia was very, very shy. She was an introvert. She liked staying to herself. She was very, very smart. She was very book smart.
In a Crime Watch Daily exclusive, her sister Mona reveals how Nadia's life took a disastrous turn when she met this man, Bhupinder Gagan Singh.
When she got into this relationship, she started becoming different. She started not speaking to us. She started only wanting to talk to him. She started running away from home to meet him. Just things started changing.
They were never married, but according to family members, it was an abusive 7-year relationship that produced 3 children.
Every time she got pregnant, she didn't share it with us. I think because the situation was so bad that she was living in, that she was embarrassed to say it was a joyful occasion to have a baby with this person.
Through it all, Nadia remained a devoted mother, heard here playing with her oldest son.
Say hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Cry like a baby. Cry like a baby.
Then, in 2012, tragedy struck.
And what happened to the third child?
She said she was in the car calling, Verizon or something, and she turned around and the baby wasn't breathing and the baby had passed away. Now, at the point the baby passes away or the baby stops breathing, he runs from the scene.
Who runs?
Gagan. He actually runs from the scene, leaves her to call the police and, deal with it all.
So the child stops breathing, but the father's not, he runs away?
Right. We all were so distraught, We couldn't understand how the baby died. We couldn't understand why he ran from the scene. We couldn't understand how she was in this situation. We just couldn't grasp any of that.
Vinny Vella, a reporter from the Philadelphia Daily News, covered Nadia's story.
The medical examiner later determined that the cause of her death was cachexia, which is a wasting sickness, sort of a muscle disorder. The manner of her death, which is normally either natural causes or even homicide, is undetermined, listed undetermined, and remains so today.
No charges are filed, a chilling hint of things to come.
Did it seem like she was really sort of falling into this hole?
Yes.
She was just getting deeper and deeper down.
Yes.
And what could you and your family do to help her?
We all tried, but she wouldn't leave.
Just when all hope seemed lost, Nadia found a lifeline. She began a close relationship with an Army veteran and engineering student. Thomas Singh sits down with Crime Watch Daily to explain how he tried to help Nadia find the courage to leave Gagan.
I kept telling her, just leave, go home, just drop everything, with him, he's not bettering you as a person.
Finally, in February of 2014, the abuse pushes Nadia to her breaking point.
So this is a week before she goes missing. Nadia makes up her mind that she is leaving Gagan for good.
Right.
And what was really the motivating factor of why she finally made this decision?
I believe it's because he broke her ribs. Nadia was very, very thin. So once he took it to that level, I believe she just feared for what was coming next.
Nadia made a desperate plan to leave once and for all. But one man was hell-bent on never letting that happen. Nadia Malik, a young mother trapped in an abusive relationship with this man, Bhupinder Gagan Singh. But there was hope. In January of 2014, she was accepted into the pre-med program at Temple University. She had also begun a close relationship with Thomas, an Army vet and engineering major who was helping her with a plan to leave Gagan once and for all.
That kid just ruined her life and just was torturing her, and she just didn't know how to get out of that situation.
Do you think he was angry about your and Nadia's relationship together?
I think he was just angry at the fact that she's walking out of his life, and he was really possessive.
According to Nadia's sister Mona, he wasn't about to let Nadia go.
January 2014, Gagan finds out about Thomas.
Right.
And it's not good.
Right.
And so what did he say he wanted to do? Did he ever say he wanted to do anything?
Gagan was texting Thomas saying that if you don't leave her alone, you'll never hear from her again.
Sunday, February 9th, 2014. Nadia's brother, Fuad, calls Gagan and tries to reason with him.
And while he's talking to him, he hears my sister in the background saying, he's not letting me go, he's not letting me go. And then the phone gets cut off.
And the phone hangs up.
Yes.
And then what happened?
So my brother immediately calls the police.
But police are unable to locate either Nadia or Gagan at their home.
This is the day
Right.
your sister, the last
Right,
time she was
right,
known
right.
to be alive.
Right.
Monday, February 10th, the family files a missing persons report.
They immediately put a tracker on her phone.
The couple is believed to be driving around the area in their black Nissan sedan.
Everybody was driving around looking for that car. Everybody was looking for that car. Everybody was looking for her.
At the same time, Thomas and Fuad received text messages from Nadia's phone. These are screenshots of the actual text provided to Crime Watch Daily.
Gagan sent me a message saying that, oh, you lose, I win, she's never going home, you're never going to see her face again. And just like, it was just like a game for him or something, you know, like, but he didn't realize that he's playing with someone's life.
At one point, I think he said, look for us in the entire United States, you won't find us. So he was taunting them.
Tuesday, February 11th. Gagan refuses to let Thomas or Fuad speak to Nadia unless they send him cash through MoneyBack.
I would get text messages from Gagan asking for $100 or $50 or just like random amounts for me or her brother to talk to her.
At another point, he says, send me this money or you'll never hear from her again.
Some of the text even claim to be from Nadia. In one, she pleads with Thomas to give Gagan the number for the money order. When Thomas refuses to give in to the extortion, Singh replies, quote, I promise you this now. You won't hear her. I'll make sure.
What are those days like for you and your family?
Oh, it's horrible. The lack of sleep, the constant voice in your head of, where could she be? Is she in trouble? Is she okay?
Wednesday, February 12th. By now, police have pinged Nadia's phone from Philadelphia to Washington and to New York City. But it stops moving when it reaches Solon, Ohio, just outside Cleveland.
As soon as it got to Ohio, they sent somebody to go see what was going on. And he was in his parents' house. He tried to run out the back door. So they immediately thought, what is this?
Police arrest Gagan, but there's no car and no Nadia.
When they go through his pockets and everything, they find my sister's driver's license, her cell phone, and the car keys.
But no sign of your sister?
No. And so they ask him where my sister is, and he says, I don't know.
Turns out, the whole time Gagan was trying to extort some quick cash, he was on a Greyhound bus, traveling to various cities before running home to mom and dad. He tells cops he left Nadia back in Philly.
He leaves her with the car, but the car only had one set of keys.
And remember, those keys were found on Gagan.
In my mind, I was just like, oh my God, what is going on here? It felt like a movie, you know, it just didn't seem real.
The burning question, where is Nadia? Thursday, February 13th. Just as police began an all-out search for Nadia's car, Philadelphia is blasted by the biggest blizzard in the city's history.
I mean, is there even anything that you can say to describe what your mom was going through and what your dad was going through and what your brothers and your sisters were going through?
You can't sleep, you can't eat. There's no normalcy in your day when that happens. So every day we're just consumed with trying to get answers.
Thursday, February 20th. 11 days since Nadia was last seen and a week after the blizzard, Nadia's car is finally found, covered in parking tickets in downtown Philadelphia. To their horror, police find the young mother dead inside.
She was found slumped in the passenger seat of the car. which had been reclined, and her body had been covered with a backpack and some other debris. And later, we would discover that the car was parked at a different location. It was a snow emergency route.
Police say during a snowstorm Valentine's Day 2014, Nadia's snow-covered car was towed from a location not far from here, only a few blocks away, to right in front of this bar. Now, for nearly a week, countless people walked past that vehicle, not knowing her lifeless body was inside.
And one of the bar patrons was reading the paper and looked outside and saw the car and matched up the tags.
A good Samaritan.
Exactly. There were 8 tickets on that car, and I thought to myself, they didn't even run the tags.
The first ticket was dated the same day the family filed a missing persons report.
I mean, if they would have ran the tags, they would have noticed it was part of an investigation.
Meanwhile, Gagan awaits extradition from Ohio.
And did police tell him about your sister?
When she was found, they did tell him, and they said there was no reaction from him.
No reaction from Gagan?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
No remorse, no reaction. And he immediately asked for his lawyer.
With no visible signs of violence, police are unable to determine how Nadia died, so they wait for final word from the medical examiner. It will be a long wait.
It took 8 months, yeah.
That's an unbelievably long amount of time to
Absolutely.
wait.
Yeah, and that's only deepened the mystery around the case. And it's only deepening the heartbreak of her family. And it's hard to sort of justify it, to sit back and watch it happen.
In October of 2014, the autopsy is finally released, and it's a bombshell that changes everything. In February of 2014, Nadia Malik's lifeless body was found in the passenger seat of her car in downtown Philadelphia, buried beneath parking tickets and snow. Certain that Nadia had been murdered, the Malik family waited 8 agonizing months for word from the medical examiner. In October of 2014, they finally got it. In a stunning announcement, the cause and manner of Nadia's death is ruled undetermined.
Why has a medical examiner been unable to determine a cause of death?
It's unclear. They've actually sent out for multiple toxicology tests, and they both came back inconclusive, to the point where the official word from them, through a spokesman to me, was there is no anatomical or toxicological cause for her death. And that's unusual. And they admitted that that was unusual. You know, a key piece of any investigation into a death is how that person died. So at this point, their hands are tied.
Did Nadia simply freeze to death during a blizzard? Was she rendered unconscious first? Police refused our request to discuss the case. And while Gagan has never been charged in relation to Nadia's death, Big Sister Mona has her own theory.
What they did tell me is that there was an injection mark on her right hand, and she was right-handed, so you can't shoot yourself up in your own right hand.
What do you think happened to your sister?
I think she was poisoned.
With no official cause of death, Gagan remains a free man.
Most people who are following the case who know her seem to think he's involved somehow, and you'd have to be crazy to not think he was involved in some way, especially given that he left the city so quickly after she died.
I just want him to tell the truth. You know, there's no need for a lawyer if you're honest.
We at Crime Watch Daily wanted answers too.
Central Philadelphia.
So right now we're taking off. We're going down to try to find Bhupinder Singh. We've narrowed it down to one address, and I'm going to knock on his door. He's the guy with the answers. He's the last person who saw Nadia. He's got to have something for us. Well, let's see. What am I looking for here?
You've arrived at your destination.
No one's answering, but I'm gonna knock on some other doors in the neighborhood. Hi. Sorry to bother you. Is Bhupinder here? Bhupinder Singh? No? Bhupinder? No?
Nobody called Bhupinder.
No one? Okay.
So I decided to try my luck with some neighbors.
How about you guys? Anyone know a Bhupinder Singh? Does that look familiar?
Is he the guy who plays the garden?
No, I've never seen him. I've never seen him.
No.
No? So he's definitely not on this block even though he's registered.
But Gagan couldn't dodge us forever. A few days later, we dug up another address.
This is what we're doing. Our game plan is we're going through this park area and we're going to head up to the house. We know he's inside. He's been there for a couple days now. We've had eyes on the house, and so we're just gonna see if he'll answer a few questions. Okay. We're going in.
To my surprise, the man of the hour answered the door before I could even knock.
Hi, Bhupinder. Hi, I'm Michelle from Crime Watch Daily. How are you?
I'm fine.
Sorry to bother you at home. We are working on Nadia's story.
All right.
And we know that you're the father of her children.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to get some answers to figure out how she was found dead in the car and exactly what happened. And you spent some time with her, right?
You can talk to my attorney about that. Mark Much.
Who's the attorney?
Mark Much.
And then where is he located?
Media.
Okay. Can you just tell me anything about that time?
You can talk to my attorney.
Anything at all?
I have nothing to say.
I mean, do you want to be able to find out what happened to
You
her?
can talk to my attorney.
Anything at all? I mean, if you care about Nadia, can you help answer some questions? Well, he's not going to answer any questions. That's kind of what we expected at this point.
Nadia's sister Mona continues to fight for answers as well. She's even started a Facebook campaign, Justice for Nadia.
So it really took off.
Yes, we had pictures from Nigeria, Pakistan, Texas, Georgia. I mean, it just warmed our heart to see how many people cared.
Do you ever believe there will be justice for Nadia?
I hope so, for her family's sake, because to see this remain an unsolved case for the foreseeable future is pretty heartbreaking, and I think anybody would agree with that.
But to find justice, we need your help.
What is your message for someone who has information?
Please, please tell us. We just want closure. We just want to be at peace. We just want to know what happened. I mean, it's so hard. It was my little sister. It's so hard to just not know like what happened.